There you go. Okay, so from Friday, let's take a look on that front siding. As you can tell, I have a key I get a chance to go out for. So let's go over a few of these questions that my first hour had, and let's check over things. On this front side, first two questions are what shortcuts are working. These triangles are similar. So on number one here, which shortcuts are going to be happening, if any work on that one? Excuse me. On number one, no angles do it. No angles are marked, so if it's going to happen, it's going to be by SSS similarity. So on that quiz Wednesday, same thing's going to be looking for. If side similarity is happening, you better show me the sides are all proportional. Match them up. Small, small, medium, medium, large, large. Left to right. What's my small side to start off with? 4 goes with small on the other one of. Reduce it down to 2/3. Okay, medium, medium. Keep playing that matching game. Does everything else come out to be 2/3? Yes, no. Hopefully you have the answer there. What's the next side? 6. What does 6 go to? Medium of 9, 2/3. So far, so good. And this next one's where your calculator comes into play. 7 of large. What's my large on the other one? That is not obvious if it comes out to be 10/3. So go to your calculator. Let your calculator do the work. 7 divided by 10.5 gives you a decimal. Take to your calculator. Your calculator hit math option 1, changes that back to a fraction. Okay. Now at this time of the game too, you should know 0.6 repeating is 2/3 of a fraction. That is not obvious though. That's 2/3. At least not to me. It's obvious. It's 2/3, but it does check out. So does side similarity work here? Yes, it does. And because that works, we got a ratio of 2/3. And the last thing I'm going to check on that quiz and that test for you is, can you correctly name up the matching pieces? Do not take this for granted, because I don't know how many years I've been doing this, but this is the part that students always miss that easy point on. All right, what's my first one? X. What does X correspond to? Okay, X is what? Across from the large of 7, across from the large is 10.5, as you said, P. What's Y, right? Y is across the medium of 6, medium is 9, so that's across from, and then last is Z. Z is across from the small is 6, which is correct. Okay. Now on the quiz, this is going to be like a 4-pointer, I believe. 1 point for yes, 1 point for the Y, SSS similarity, 1 point for the statement, and 1 point for the ratio. That's big points to lose. 4 points pretty much dooms you to at least getting nothing better than a 90% on the quiz. All right, how about the next one, number 2? If this is going to happen, it's going to happen by side angle side similarity. Right here, side angle side, the angles between those two sides. Let's see if side angle side similarity works. We've got the angle happening, S and J, that's cool. How about the sides? Are those proportional? Now, always take a look to make sure that small and large are working together. Small, small, large, large. 6 in the middle there. What does that 6? 6 is the large one, isn't it? What's the large one on the outside one? 10. Okay, reduce that down to what? 3/5. And then that 4.8 is the small one, right? Now 4.8 to 8, it's not obvious. So take that calculator. Does that become a 3/5? Again, I don't think that's an obvious. It becomes 3/5, but does it come 3/5? It does. It's 0.6, which is 3/5. Okay, we're good. Yes, it is. Side angle side's working. Triangle what? HJK to RST. And 3/5 is my ratio, isn't it? Okay. Those are part of that quiz tomorrow. No, Wednesday. Okay, on Wednesday. Now after that, it's our applications of proportions. Okay. That's what 3 and 4 and 7 are all doing on our applications, and number 8 on the back is all of our applications of those proportions. So let's jump it around. Let's do number 4, 5, and I'll come back to 3 real quick. Number 4, why can we set up the proportion here? AA similarity is happening all over again. We use AA similarity the most. Where's that AA happening then? Right angle, and angle A is in both of these. It's in this small triangle. That small triangle is X and 3, and that big triangle is got that right angle and that angle A as well. In that big triangle, we can see that 6 down here. Now, here's the part that students mess up on. Somebody, what's that length of that vertical leg? How am I going to write out that vertical leg? That small leg was X. What's this big leg right here going to be written as? 4 plus X, correct, X plus 4. The mistake that students put too many times is that. How's that read?
4 times.
And is 4 times the same thing as 4 plus? Definitely not. But that's the common mistake I see way too often. As Maddie and Henley just said, it is X plus 4 or 4 plus X. That's fine. All right, we're done. That's proportions now. Proportions are easy. Setting it up, that's the challenging part. Okay, X goes to X plus 4. And what goes with what? 3 goes to 6. And we've seen that proportion a lot. Cross products we go. X goes to 6. And 3 goes to X plus 4. Okay? Alright. You guys can solve that out. I think X is 3. Can somebody check me on that? Right. Is it 3 or 4? 4? Okay. X should turn out to be 4. Alright. This is 4. Alright, let's drop it down below. I want to do 7. And then I'll walk it back up with number 3 with you. And then we'll flip it to the back. Okay. Walking it down to number 7. There's that same type of picture. That picture will always follow you with these type of problems. It isn't going to ever go away. We got that tree we're trying to find the height of. You've got the information all there, and the reason why, again, we can do this is because of AA similarity. You're going to assume that tree, most trees probably are not perpendicular to the ground, but that's what you're going to assume so we can do this. And you've got this other vertical sticks placed perpendicular to the ground, and this is sharing the same angle right there. That's where AA similarities come into play. We did it right up above on number 4. We're going to do it on number 3 again. We did that last week on our notes as well. If you need to, separate out these 2 triangles. If you don't need to, that's fine. But if I need to separate out these 2, I will. 2 and 3. The big one is what? 30 and trying to find the height of the tree. Okay. And there's your proportion. Match up the sides, match up the corresponding sides. What does H go with? H goes with what? H goes with what? 2. Yep. H with 2 and 30 with 3. Do your cross product. I mean, that's nothing new. We've done a crap ton of those. And once you do that, check me. I think it's 20, isn't it? 20, what's my units? Yep. Don't forget, if we have units, please put those on there, okay? That exact same picture follows me up to question 3. The only difference is the tree is the building. That little bitty 2-meter stick, that's you as the person. It's the exact same type of picture though, okay? You've got a building and you standing next to it, Patrick. You got a building and you trying to find the height of the building. Imagine this building as this tree and you are standing next to that building. It's the exact same setup, okay? So as I carry that same picture on over. Here's you, there's the building you're trying to find the height of, sharing that angle, okay? Now there's one small problem on this example. What's the one small issue? I just can't throw my labels though. Anybody? What's my issue? Hello, Mr. Bush. Who's that? Oh yeah, for the welcome desk. Sure, we'll do. Sorry. Yes. I assume you know what it's about. Sure. Want to make sure that you're oh, sure, I can do that. Don't have that thing. So now, and you don't have it. That might be. Yes, sorry. Alright, as I was saying, what's the issue about this with my labels? What's my issue, guys? 6 feet, 15 inches, right? I gotta have those in the same units. And because it's not a nice 15 inches, it's not 12 inches or 24 inches, I'd probably take those feet over to the inches then. Okay, unless you're nice with fractions, which that kind of depends. I would take that 15 inches really quick. Sorry, I would take those 6 feet, I would take that over to inches. So we got the height. The building is casting a 6-foot long shadow, which is going to change me over to feet. 6 feet times 12 is going to be 72 inches. And that is that entire base right there. Now, you are 5 feet tall. 5 feet tall means times 12, you are 60 inches. Now, your shadow's pretty short. It's already in inches, so you are 15 inches. Write that a little bit better. Okay, so we're good to go on that. Now we're good to go. Okay, but it's the exact same picture. You're going to keep seeing. If you want to separate those triangles, you can, but hopefully you don't. Height of the building is the height of you. Height of the building is h. Height of you is 60. Shadow of the building is 72 inches. Shadow of you is what? 15. To the cross products you go. 15h equals 60 times 72. I heard you. 4,320. Divide that by 15. 288 inches. Now, the directions don't say anything about what units to put these in, but let's use some common sense here. You don't say the height of a building is 280 inches tall. I would take that as an answer, but usually would take that and convert it back to feet. Yep. So divide that by 12, and what is 288 divided by 12? I think it's 24. Probably makes sense to take that back to 24 feet. Am I going to take off on that? No. Unless I tell you the directions to make that back to feet. Okay? Alright. So number 3 and 7, those are for sure going to be on there. Those are good problems out there. Those are your typical proportion problems. Okay? Which leads right to the exact same question on number 8, talking about the height of the trees. So let's flip it to the back side there. How about that last one? The big kind of picture on that one, where on that last picture then, okay, on these tall trees, especially if you're out in California with the redwoods, the most tallest trees there in the world, okay, you can measure the height of these trees one of 2 ways. You can literally climb to the canopy there and drop down a big old rope with a length on it. Or we can do a couple different ways of doing some measurements with a special device that we'll talk about when we get to trigonometry, or we can use proportions as we're about to do. There's a few different ways we can measure tall buildings like this. I didn't say building, but in this case, a tree. So here, it's all going to go back to a similarity. So in that first part, letter B, let's label out what we got. A friend stands in the shadow of the tree. It says 5.5 feet tall. So let's go ahead and label out that 5.5 feet tall. And width says he casts a shadow of 12 feet. So where's that shadow at? Right there at RO. Now, at the moment, that's not enough info, is it? It's not enough. But we do have enough info to start saying we do have some similar triangles going. We're going to, again, assume that this tree is at a right angle. You're standing at a right angle. And this angle O down here at the ground, that's, again, that's similar, that's that congruent angle to create those similar triangles. So we do have similar figures going on by AA similarity all over again. That's our most powerful one. But the next sentence finishes the deal here so that we can set up a proportion. Where is that 477 going to go? Your friend stands exactly 477 feet from the base of the tree. So when I see that down there at the bottom, where's that 477 going to go? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull these apart. We're going to find the height of the tree now. So as I pull these apart, let's label out these two triangles, set up our proportion. We got the big old triangle, and we got our itty bitty triangle. We're 5.5 feet tall and what? Shadow of 12. Trying to find the height of the tree. What's that bottom one going to be? What's that? 489. That's the one. That's the tricky one. I got my first R2. That 477 says it's from the base of the tree to your friend. But that triangle goes a little bit past that to O with that extra 12 feet. So we need to take that 477 plus that to take me to 489. Yep, so ever so slightly there, but we gotta go that 12 feet. There's my triangle. Setting up now is easy. So let's go ahead now and go with what? H to 5.5. But all these are about, can you take the labels and put them in there correctly? Go to your calculator. Do your cross products. What's 489 times 5.5? That's a big one. 489 times 5.5, 2689. 0.5. Divide that. Now, is it really going to, somebody get 224.125? That's a yes. Because that terminates, we'll just go ahead with it. Okay, about 224 feet. So we got feet on there, 224 feet. Okay. All right, excuse me. I'm not gonna worry about letter D. All right. So everything we just kind of talked about, that's what's gonna be kind of the heavy hitters on the quiz Wednesday. Okay. Now, what else will be on the quiz Wednesday? Some of our older stuff from quiz 1. So I'm gonna get ready to pass back quiz 1 here in just a quick moment. I'm gonna talk about that. Between quiz 1 and the quiz review, I'm gonna pass out to you in just a second. You should be more than good for Wednesday. So I'll get ready to pass it out. Make sure your names are on the assignment. Throw that into the basket. And I'm going to pass out 2 things here to you once you guys kind of get back to your seats. So I'll let you guys go here. Ask to turn things in, make sure your name is on it. I'm going to get ready to walk around, pass up the quiz review. Okay, on here, number 1, all you had to do is multiply by half. Checking those answers real quick. Number 1, what was I looking for? 5 comma negative 1, and what was the other one? Negative 1/2 comma what? 5/2. Some of you, I don't know what you're doing. You just gave me like a number, not like the x comma y. You just gave me like 5 or just negative 1. But I was looking for the equal point. Multiply both of those by half. Okay, number 2. Reading through that sentence tells me which one was the image and which one's the pre-image. As you read through that in your head, the solid is a dilation of the dashed. So what does that mean? Which one was there first? The solid or the dash was there first? The solid is a dilation of the dash. So the dash was there first. That image was there second. And when we do that, it's image over pre-image. That's how we write it. Image over pre-image. So in this case, it's what? Not 8 over 4, it's 4 over 8. Image over pre-image, so 4 over 8, which is going to reduce down to a half. And when it reduces down to half, it's between 0 and 1, and between 0 and 1 means it's a reduction. Did you have both of those? Now, some of you had one but not the other. Some of you had a half, but you said it's an enlargement. That just doesn't jive, does it? Between 0 and 1 is a reduction. Okay, number 3. On number 3, A, B, C, and D, actually the one that most screwed up on was letter C. Several of you said, hey, that negative right there, I don't need that negative. Screw it. Well, don't do that. So let's take a look at number 3 real quick. Again, on number 3, do your cross products. That's looking just fine. So again, we've come a long way on that. The solution for letter A, x was 2. On letter B, on that one there, much better this second time through, positive and negative 6. That was good. All right, here's what the top mistake was. Where does that negative go? With the x or with the 22? Sure, it goes with one or the other. So just don't put it with both of them. It goes with either one. I don't care. Just don't put it with both of those. Okay? Just don't put it with x and the 22. Just put it with the x or the 22. So 4 times 22 is 88. And 8 times negative x is negative 8x. So when you divide, you get negative 11. So many people said positive 11, which is not correct. And some of you just, when I look at your work, just forgot the negative. And anyway, see what you have there. Last one was our factoring one. Again, that keeps looking pretty solid off that one. So that, again, is nice to see. 28 equals x squared minus 3x. Again, set that thing to 0. What we are looking for is this right here, x plus 4, x minus 7. And the solutions are negative 4 and 7. Again, I'm not trying to necessarily say anybody, if you're not able to do these, don't sign up for Algebra 2 honors. But you should be thinking kind of, if you're not getting these still, you should be just thinking Algebra 2. These all kind of go hand in hand with being ready for Algebra 2 honors on day 1, 2, 3 of things. Okay? All right. Those questions, again, are for sure going to be on there on the test, the quiz Wednesday, test Friday, and they're going to follow you into the next topic as well for sure. Okay? All right, next couple questions. 4 and 5. 4 was letter A, greater than 1. Number 5, what does 3/2 represent? Is that bigger than 1 or between 0 and 1? It's an enlargement. 3 over 2 is greater than 1. Okay, number 6, one of our tops missed, actually. What is that? If anybody has the Eiffel Tower Lego set, anybody have that one? Okay, I was just curious. I got the DeLorean one. I'm pretty excited to build that one. If anybody has Back to the Future. All right, the Eiffel Tower one. Um, First thing is, several of you said don't need to worry about the units. We're good to go about that. Well, that's not true. That is the way it kind of started off, but I gotta change that feet over to inches. Okay. So I'm gonna take it off to the side, that 1,083 feet. Take it over to inches. 1 foot makes 12 inches. And when I go to my calculator says it's a pretty large number. 12,996 inches. Okay, that's a large number. That now gets replaced for that feet. Now, some of you just stopped right there. Some of you did not cancel out the units, but that does reduce down. It ends in an even, so I know it reduces at least by 2, right? So at least reduces by 2, and that reduces all the way down to 6,498 over 29. A couple of you did like one of our cardinal sins. We gave you a fraction and a decimal together. We never give a decimals and fractions together. You always clean that crap up. Okay? So 6,498 over 29 is the ratio there. And always cancel out those units. Okay? All right, backside we go. That number 7 was fine. I think it was 720 miles, I believe, is the answer. 1 over 120 equals what? 6 over x is the usual, mostly what I saw from you guys is proportion. When you do your cross products, 720 miles is what I was saying there. My 2 SAT questions, 3b and 7 over 3 is what I saw. 3b and 7 over 3. But now, after that, the radical work, that's where some of you did okay up to that point, and then that's where some of you did not do stellar. So on the next quiz, and then on the test, I'm going to have those radical questions come back again. Let's just see some improvements. So take a look. If you're working on that quiz review, pause. How did you do in that radical part on the back now? Let's try to see what happened there. Because I'm again give you that kind of same style. Maybe. Scroll up. There it goes. I'm going to give you those same questions here. Let's fix these. Okay, first off, letter A. One more time. Some of you have a lot of work going on number A. You should have just had an answer. And that was it. What's the square root of 4? That's it. 5 abs. If you have more than just 5 fraction bar 2, then you're not paying attention to those perfect squares. Did you rationalize on that? I hope not, but a lot of you did. Now, after that B, you have to rationalize. Now, that letter B looked a lot better than our first time through on that, meaning you did not multiply 3 and 5 together. That's good. 5 times 5 is 25. The square root of 25 is, again, 5. You cannot do anything with 15, so sorry, that's not a 15. I just told you what not to do, and I did it. Shush, Grace. All right, now let's just start that all over. So 3 square root of 5, as I was saying, and then that was 5, and then 3 root 5. Okay, so that was correct. That was a lot better. All right, letter C. That one was not stellar because a lot of you did not finish reducing or simplifying on that one. Square root of 6 starts it off rationalizing that denominator. Multiply across, square root of 12 over the square root of 6 times 6 is 36. There's that perfect square, 6. Now, some of you did not take that 12 off to the side. You just stopped. Square root of 12, take it off to the side. That does simplify down. That gives me 2 root 3. And 2/6 reduces down by 2 to root 3 over 3. Okay? Did you have that as an answer? So we just did not keep going, just didn't keep simplifying enough. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at letter D here. Okay. On letter D, there's many opportunities to start on letter D. All right. On that one there, most of you, when I was looking at your work, try to rationalize by doing this right here. 2 root 2 over 2 root 2, that's fine. Okay. So out front, 4 root 2. Underneath, 2 times 2. 2 times 2. Okay. Underneath, 4. Square root of 4 is perfect. Yep, 4 times 2 is 8. And some of you just did not reduce anymore. 2 eighths. 2 eighths is a fourth. Oh, sorry. 2 eighths is not that. I can't reduce myself. Try this again. I did not do that. 4 eighths right here. 4 eighths is a half. Okay? Root 2 over 2. All right. Okay. So, see what you did there? Those are going to keep following you. In the last group, those are old ones from August. Some of you did, again, dumb mistakes, meaning the 3 root 5s cancel, but the root 12, you didn't do anything with the root 12. You didn't simplify it. Root 12 goes someplace. 2 root 3. And then some of you on the multiplication here, you multiply. 3 times 3 is what? Yeah, some of you told me 3 times 3 is 6. What's 3 times 3? And the square root of 4 is 2, and 9 times 2 is? Some of you did just dumb mistakes right there. So see what you did. Those are easy points to get back. Catch them on Wednesday. And most importantly, though, catch them by Friday. You can always survive a quiz. Test, not as much. Okay? So that's what the quiz was. It was okay. It was all right. So make sure you get better than an test. Okay? You got a weird 5 minutes before the bell rings. So look at that quiz review tonight. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll on those questions that you're ready to be asked for tomorrow, and quizzes on Wednesday. Okay? Don't worry about this one. Yeah, don't worry about this one or that one. You can do the base one, so you try it.
Okay. I didn't use it. I completed my. I was a week in the sleeper class. Actually answered questions. He said he answered the one question. No, he said write it on the answer. He said I did it. I did it. I'm so happy. He said write it on. He said yeah. It's not class. No, I was better. Questions I answered each question. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.